Hi, I'm Natalie for YOFI Cosmetics, and today we'll be creating a neutral smoky eye and highlighting it with 24 karat sparklets. We'll also finish the look with blush, long-last lipstick, and false eyelashes. It's a natural, soft look for stage and is something that works well with any skin tone, costume, or uniform. So let's begin. We start with the eye glue. And for the glue, you want to do a very small layer on the whole eye. If you put too much, it won't grab the shadow the same. So all you need is a thin layer. So we're going to use this trio of colors. I'm going to start with the color Trance first. And what I like to do is grab the color by doing a little bit of a pressing and circular motions, and always tap the brush to take off the excess. I'm going to tap the color on the eyelid. And when you need more, same thing, grab it and tap off. And I go from the inner corner here, and you need to press this in for it to stick to the glue. If you do a sweeping motion, it won't work the same. Now I'm going to take the color Dainty, which is the gold color here, and that's going to go on the inner part of the eye. Same thing, I'm pressing it, and it's going to go out to the outer part of the eye. I'm going to go back and take Trance, and I'm going to go up here in the highlight right below the brow bone. This highlights the whole makeup and makes the complete look all come together very beautifully. I also take a little bit of the Trance here in the inner corners. Okay, the next color we're going to do is the darker of the three, is Deception. Now with Deception, you want to do it on the outer corner of the eye. So once again, you press down, you press it into the skin, and do little round circular motions, and you work it into the crease. I also like to take a little bit of it on the lash line and work it for the smoky effect, hence the smoky eye. I also like to take this corner and make it like a V. And you could pretty much make the shape any way you'd like, and you can make the color more intense. It's all up to you. But this is just a basic soft eye. And now that I have my colors, my three colors there open, I check to make sure that it's exactly where it's supposed to be, that it doesn't come up too high. It's just helpful to have the gauge to open up the eye that way. And close. So you just want to make sure you're blended with all the colors together, very gently. You have to be really careful. If you overblend, it can look muddy too, and you don't want that. Okay, so that's the basic eyeshadow. Now we're going to go underneath and do our steps underneath the eye. I have my models look up because it's a lot easier, and we go in right underneath the eye with a white. The white pops the eye and brings the look together and makes it stand out more. And looking up is the best way to get that in there, right on the waterline. Now we're going to take the glue again, and we do this one in very, very small little, because we don't need a lot, just a little back and forth till it's on. And I'm going to take the Deception color again, with the double-ended brush, but I'm using the other side now, the liner side. I like to go back and forth with the color and then tap it. Have your model look up. Go back and forth with the shadow to create a smoky edge on the bottom of the eye. You can do this, and I think it looks really fun. You can take Dainty and put it right underneath it, and it gives it a little bit of a gold hue. And it looks really great during your performance. Okay, the next step we're going to do is we're going to do our sparklet. This time it's the 24 karat sparklet. And I like to push a little bit into the cap. You can tap it in there. And I like to work out of the cap. So I like to take my finger and just kind of get it on my finger so it's compact. And I like to just press it on the eyelid, focusing on the center of the eye, because when she opens her eye, that's will be the most the attention she'll be. And I bring it over to the inner corner. You can see how that pops. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to do mascara on the top and bottom lashes. The technique that I like to use is a wiggle method, and it's best to have your model look down. And I like to pull up on the eye, and I like to get right at the root of the lash and wiggle, and then twist as I move up. And it's really good to make sure that your model blinks through this, or if their eye is watering, let them tell you so that they can stop, because it can wreck your makeup. So for the bottom, same thing, I have her look up. And if you do have someone that their eye does water, take little breaks. Do a little bit, come back. It's the best way to make it so it doesn't run. And it's more comfortable for the person you did makeup on, or for yourself even. Okay, so here we have the eyes done prior to the lash on this side. And the importance of the eye glue is that it makes the eye makeup last through multiple performances throughout your day. And that's the beauty of it. So the eye glue is very important for the eyeshadow to grab on for a primer. Now we're going to use the Stargazer Eyelashes. When I take the lash off of these, I tend to like to bend this a little bit and very softly pull this off. If you take these off too rough or you're too rough with them, your lashes can fall off. At least get a start first, and then you can slowly peel them off. They're just better to really slowly work them off of the tray. And when I work with lash glue, there's different ways that you can put on the glue. I personally like to put a little bit on the end of a brush, because if you're using just the tube with the lashes, you may squeeze out too much, and then it gets all over the lashes or could wreck them. This way you have just a little bit of product to work with. And so what you want to do is you want to turn the lash inside out. Just take a little bit of the glue and put it on the inside of the lash. Now the color is white, but that will dry clear, so don't be worried about that if you see that. Another important thing is that you have to wait about 30 seconds or for the lash glue to get tacky. Otherwise it won't stick on right and it'll move on you. One thing you can do is you can blow on the glue to dry it faster if you'd like, and that works really well. The glue also lightens in color when it gets tacky. Okay, so the best thing to do for yourself or your model is to look down. If your eye's open, it's a lot easier to get the lash right on the lash line. If your eye's closed, you might glue your eye shut and it doesn't work quite the same. So I like to take it with both one hand on each side, just place it right on the lash line. And you just want to push to make sure that it's right there. I like to take my finger and just kind of give it an extra little nudge on the lash line. Look at me. Sometimes they're off just a little bit. You can, right before they dry, you can take them and move them if you need to. You can also have your model close once it's there. If they are an eye water, just to kind of get them pushed a little harder, because some people are a little bit more sensitive in the eyes. Open. I like to make sure these corners are really adhered. Next thing I do is I push up on the lash just to kind of give it a little bit of a curl. All right, now we're going to do the felt tip eyeliner. It's kind of shaped like a marker, so it's really easy to use. I kind of pull out on the eye just a little bit, not too much, and I do soft little strokes back and forth. You get a better line and you get more control that way. So I just go right where the lashes are. And you don't want someone to open their eye too fast because it could get the black on the eye and you don't want that to happen. Our next step would be to do lipstick, and we're going to use the long-lasting lipstick in the color Tango. Now, when you're wearing long-lasting lipsticks, they may feel a little drier than cream lipsticks, but the benefit of that is it lasts for multiple performances throughout the day without a lot of touch-ups. So it's shaped like your lip, so it's really easy to put this on. I like to start by just lining the lips with it. It helps if your model or your lips are closed, so you can get the actual definition perfect. The beauty of everything being a little bit more intense is from anywhere you're sitting, you can see it and it looks fantastic. So next I'll just fill in a little bit, and now I'm using more of the flat edge. I like to have the model open their mouth and get in the corners here, because you don't want to forget those, because you will see it if you forget them. Sometimes you get it in the wrong spot. You can just use your finger to clean it up, or a Q-tip. So that's a long-lasting lipstick in Tango. Now, I like to do blush last. I think it ties everything together. The blush is very pigmented, so keep in mind that it's going to look different to the naked eye, but on stage it's going to look beautiful. So we're going to use the color Taboo 2, and we're going to use an angle brush. Now, a good technique for this is, because it's so pigmented, you take a little on your brush. I like to use the back of my hand to kind of soften it, because if you take that and put it right on your face, it's going to be way too much. I like to go right here where the cheekbone is, You can feel for it or just put it on there, but I like to start in the middle, not here, because if you start here you can't blend it out very well. And I just start by just gently pressing it into the skin and moving the brush fast. Because when you're working with that much pigment, you don't want it too much in one place. So I like to highlight a little bit of the cheekbones. Can you smile for me? So I like to bring it in here just a little circle in there. And then you can take your brush and you can start doing strokes like this to blend it out. I also like to take a little in the temple because it helps to bring the cheekbones up. And then just keep blending very softly. Notice that I'm not adding more blush. I'm using what's on my brush because there's a lot there and it's a lot easier to do it that way than to add more. You can always add more. You can't take it away very easy. And then I like to use my fingers and just kind of go and warm up the edges. That completes the neutral smoky eye, highlighted with 24 karat.